Okay, so welcome back to what is episode 4 of Load of Balls, and before I go any further, first thing is to say, those of you who watched episode 3 are expecting a review of one of the Forte balls. That isn't going to happen. The reason being, I'm struggling on one piece of footage, but that will be sorted very, very shortly. I am going to do, however, the TaylorMade TP5. Very popular golf ball, the TP5s, at the top end in terms of price bracket. Question is, how is it going to do in terms of performance? So first of all, before we go any further, let's talk about a little bit of tech spec in terms of what TaylorMade at least are suggesting the TM5 should. Okay, so first thing, multi-layer spin performance with soft cast urethane cover. Ultra soft, the urethane cover and semi-rigid inner cover creates maximum interaction between the cover and club grooves. Exceptional spin, full wedge shots and pinpoint control around the green, so we've heard all that before. 5 layers, 0 compromises, trike fast core and dual spin cover. Combined for a 5-layer golf ball construction that's specifically engineered to perform with every club in your bag, and that's an interesting point that we'll get to later on, every club in your bag. Okay, so that's what TaylorMade is saying. It's marketing blurb as ever. Important thing is, how did the average golfer fare out there on the course? First of all, in some real conditions. So this green that we're going to look at now is set at about, it's around in about the 100 yards, a little bit shorter than some of the holes I played earlier, which we've perhaps seen. And it was also downwind. So a little bit more tricky conditions in terms of what the ball had to work with here. So first of all, if we look at ball 1, and again, very much a right to left slope from where I played from on this green, and you can see balls come in, almost stopped on the spot, and again, just, I suppose, moved off to that left-hand side. And again, with the second ball, you've seen exactly the same happen, whereby ball is pitched in, stopped almost immediately. So don't forget, downhill, bit of downwind, it ain't going to fizz back, but I think it's really good performance in terms of what we've just seen there in and around on that 100-yard wedge shot. So next shot was again, I think, slightly different hole from what we've seen so far. 35-40 yards into a flag, lower ball flight, see how the ball, you're looking for it to check up on the first bounce and then just roll out and release a bit. So again, 2 shots played here, and what I like about both shots really is, and I think what you're looking for from a golf ball, all told really, is you're looking for consistency in terms of performance. It's really important that however a ball reacts, it does that every single time to give you that confidence. And the TP5 did that on the course in a number of situations, but also, like you said, from the short game. You realise here is that I've almost I've sunk 2 putts on the bounce here, which is very unusual. Things happen, so the TP5 gets extra marks for that, no doubt, as well. I think with regards to putting, once again, and we'll talk about it when I come to the score in a bit more detail, that change is all about feel, and I think that's where it becomes very subjective. It's about what you like in particular. But let's go into dry ball data, and then I'll get into the evaluation. So start off with the 7-iron. One thing interesting with the TP5, and I've found this from a lot of testing, and I'll mention it again in terms of driver as well, which I don't do driver testing numbers on this ball test, but I have seen, because I use the TP5 on all the club product testing I do. Ball speeds are quick. It's a hot golf ball in terms of distance and yardage, and the interesting thing here, club head speed has remained with all the 7-iron testing that I did in and around that sort of 81 mile an hour bracket. Ball speed, what is it, averaging 113, but I think if you look at sort of that 110 brings it, the average is right down that 5th shot that I've got there. Spinning 5.2. just on the 7-iron numbers, I'm going to have to say it every week for, excuse me, those people who don't watch or watch my channel regularly. I don't produce a lot of spin. 5-1, anything between that 5 to 5,500 spin with a 7-iron is about right. And I think the thing is, like I said, it's not impacting on any distance as well. Again with the wedge, a similar sort of story really. Club head speed 70 mile an hour, ball speed 93 mile an hour. It's carrying yardage wise, it's a longer golf ball this. That's my opinion on a TP5. One thing that I won't, it's hot off the face. And again, if you do some comparisons to the other videos, or at least all the numbers I've recorded that I know for the 18 balls that I've done, in terms of the club head speed, ball speed and yardage on this wedge, again, it's carrying that little bit longer. So it's a longer golf ball, which I think one of the things it does, and again bears out on the course, is it's very much uninterrupted in its ball flight, and I think there's very little, it's very stable in its ball flight, let's say. Spinning there, 8,500 spin, so once again it's lower in spin. It was lower in spin on the 7-iron, to be honest with you. It's lower on spin. I've seen spin numbers up and around the 10,000 on spin on some of these golf balls, but that 8,500 spin with a pitching wedge arguably isn't a bad number for me, and I'm more than happy that ball is. It's not fizzing back, no, but it's pitching and stopping. But it's definitely a firmer golf ball, this TP5, and I think we're going to get straight into, first of all, go into dry ball data. Dry ball data was good numbers. I like the sort of 8,500, 9,000 spin on the idea of a wedge. I don't want to see a ball fizzing back. I want to see a ball that pitches and stops. 7-iron arguably could be a bit higher, but once again, I'm always going to say the same thing. It's down to striking. It's down to the way I certainly strike a golf ball. I'm going to score it high. I'm going to score it a 9 out of 10. It was consistent. It was stable. It did the same thing virtually on every shot. Feel again, interesting one. This has, I criticised the ball last week and I can't remember what it was, in that it's got the ability to feel soft in the hands around the green, and you've got a lot of feedback into the hands, sound in the shorter game, and like I said, you've got a lot of faith and trust in the ball to do what, if you execute the shot properly, the ball will react accordingly. But I think again, feel in terms of driver and irons as well, it kind of feels like a hard, fast ball off the face with those clubs in your hand as well. I like the feel of the TP5, and I'd rate that as a 9 out of 10. This is the one that's been a difficult one to score. Well, it's not difficult, but it makes an impact, a negative impact on these type of golf balls. Again, this is a cut of high 35 to 40 pound a dozen golf ball in UK pounds, and for me, it's too expensive. It's too expensive of a golf ball. They need to bring that price down and make it more accessible to the masses. I think if you're this again, I think it really just depends on the level of play that you're at as well, and how consistent your strike is. My overall assessment at the end of all this will be something like golf balls, expensive golf balls are probably worth buying if you can perform, if your ability to strike the ball purely and more consistently, then yes, buy that golf ball, it will perform for you. I'm not sure this golf ball would perform for everybody in the same way with a more variable strike, let's say. But anyway, for value, I would give it 7 out of 10. It's too high at the moment. Having said that, it is a quality golf ball, and where it sits in, the price bracket that it sits in and who it's against, it certainly justifies being there. Overall performance. This was me playing on the golf course. I've got more experience with the TP5 because I've been playing it quite a bit. So maybe a slightly unfair advantage in that sense. I'm able to give more feedback. And I mentioned about the driver and the driver testing is producing very high ball speeds with my swing speed. And again, out on the course, like I said, I find it to be stable is the word I would use. And overall performance in every area, I would give it as high as a 9 out of 10, which I haven't worked that one out. Overall, divide that by 4, it comes to 8.5. Value obviously having a negative impact on their overall score. But without doubt, TP5 is a quality golf ball. For me, like I said, it just performs in every area. It's hard to be critical. Like I said, yeah, it is difficult to be critical. I mean, it's one of them where its price is the issue for me. Would I pay, you know, close to £40 a dozen? I don't know, but in terms of performance, it's one of them. It's a bit of a no-brainer. It's a good golf ball, 100%. Right, hope you enjoyed that one. Hope I didn't sort of, maybe I just confirmed what we already knew. I think it's been said that it's a good golf ball, but yeah, I've got to admit it really is. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm gonna do, oh yeah, let's not forget, they've just arrived this morning. That is the new Chrome Soft golf balls with, what's it called? Graphene. What's that going to do? Well, we'll find out, because I'm going to get out quickly and I'm going to do a review of the new Callaway Chrome Soft golf balls, because that's already going to be a bit very, very relevant to what we are doing at the moment. So maybe we'll see those in the next couple of episodes. I'm not going to make the mistake of suggesting what I'm going to do next. You'll have to wait and see. So thanks for watching. Thumbs up, questions, all that lark, and I'll see you in a bit.